everybody. Tonight we're going to talk about netiquette, which is really important when you're working with students online. So today we're going to talk about the netiquette expectations for our class. The first thing is, what is netiquette? So it's using things online that have with proper behavior. And so in order to indicate what proper behavior is, I need to show you what I'm expecting. So when we're talking student to teacher, email needs to be really formal. It's really important to understand that teachers are not your friend and that teachers may be informal in return, but it's very important that you're formal with your instructors. You use academic language, no emojis or anything like that, and that you use proper grammar and punctuation at all times. Additionally, when students working with teachers on discussion boards or in a chat, again, academic language, informal on a discussion board, but in a chat, it can be more casual, but it's, I think, really important for the student to make things more, for the teacher to really lead and make things more casual than the student. Additionally, when we're working student to student, you have to be casual with one another because you are peers, but respectful of one another and each other's times in email and in chats, and of course on discussion boards as well. I want to make sure that you understand that emojis and acronyms are okay when you're talking to each other. Writing LOL, everybody knows what that means, but you want to make sure that you do use academic language and you are appropriate when speaking to one another. Additionally, when you're working with our whole class, when it's a student to the whole class, my expectation is that you use formal academic language in email. And chats, of course, can be casual, but you need to understand an email is formal legal writing and that chats can be more informal. And then, of course, discussion boards use formal academic language. So to understand the rules are different in other environments, which is essential to have that understanding. The do's and don'ts of discussion boards and academic work, particularly online, is to choose your words carefully, be more kind, almost even more kind than you would be in person, because whatever you write, people will see forever. You need to be respectful of one another, protect one another's private information, know who your audience is, and really treat others the way you would want to be treated. Because it's really important when it's online that you know that those words are there forever, and you have to be very appropriate because you're missing out on the essentials of body language and facial expression and those things that you have in person classrooms. The don'ts, make sure that if you are offended by someone, you have to sit back and give it some time to sort of resonate in your brain, because that might not be how they meant it. And sometimes it's easy to hide behind a screen, but it's also, you have to step back and say, is this just my perception? One other thing to think about is if you wouldn't say it in person in a classroom in front of someone, don't say it online. And the next one that I include is not to say everything in all caps, because it's just like screaming. I mean, even reading from the Google slide, it makes me think the same thing. If you have a disagreement with someone, don't continue and go back and forth. We've all been kind of led down that rabbit hole on social media and sort of watch this altercation between people escalate. It's better to discuss it with your teacher and really get to the bottom of what's going on and let adults intercede. I'm going to transition from classroom expectations to the topic of cyberbullying. And cyberbullying is using technology to target someone, and it's never okay in any context for adults, high school students, college students, hiding behind technology in order to repeatedly harass someone is unacceptable. So some of the do's, tell an adult, whether it's a teacher or a parent or a coach, always report bullying to your social network or service provider. Make sure that you save the evidence through screenshots or through email. Block the person who is bullying you. Step away from your phone or computer and spend time with people who care about you. We all watch the news and know that sometimes this can really lead people to make terrible choices that cannot be undone. So it's really important to talk to someone, save the proof for sure, but make sure that you handle what happens. Don't open a message if you know it's going to upset you. Don't reply to someone who's hurtful or harmful to you. And don't seek revenge by any means. That's not the best bet. So what I created for you is a little scavenger hunt to get you working on Netiquette. It should take you just a few minutes of online work, but it will show me that you were paying attention and that you did what was best.